Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take one more look at XRP, make it very quick and simple for you. We are breaking free from our descending trend line. It's a very good sign in the overall sense. This is something we've been looking for a while. While it doesn't mean we're just going to shoot to the stratosphere here, it does imply that we're shifting that momentum and that positive things are coming here, especially with Bitcoin, maintaining its 90 plus K range. That's fantastic. Keep in mind, Bitcoin could very well retrace back to 88K, or sorry, 88,000 slash 90,000, right in that little support range. And if that does happen, XRP could pull back to 210 to 215. I think that's a solid, thing to kind of be mindful of. So set your limit orders to be safe. But between now and then, let's take a look at this descending trend and see if it's going to be worthwhile to consider a long or a short at this point. Now, when it comes to leverage or open interest, basically, liquidation here, we can see there's a chunk below the price. We've known 205 to $2 even is that heavy concentration, but just above we got 230 to 235. That's above the local high. So we're kind of in the middle of that range, therefore implying that we may actually see the price break out soon. This is a bullish type of flag pattern. I'll describe that on the charts here, but there's no doubt about it. We're effectively range bound between 205 and 230. Okay, we can kind of see this range here. But once more liquidation, slightly closer to the upside, incentivizing the price to go higher. We can, however, see here liquidation deltas breaking even. This isn't good in the overall sense of a trend reversal, but it's good because we're not overextended. Okay, Bitcoin is a massive overextension of liquidation delta at 35 billion. So my guess is that stays too high for too long. Market makers are going to keep hitting that sell button. We're going to go back. If that does happen, XRP 205, $2 even, that might be an awesome place to consider adding to your position if we do see that level. Okay, but liquidation delta being at break even implies we could break out in either direction soon. There's just as much selling pressure as there is buying pressure. $2.20 to $2.25 is that open area of interest, or open interest area rather, just above the price action, kind of implying that we have some resistance in that level. And every time the price comes up to that range, it instantly rejects. In fact, there was some good fundamental news here today with XRP. I think it's the ETF approval sometime in May that's going to be available, I think, on the CME futures exchanges. So if that does, when that does come to pass, that'll be very positive. But you got to recognize too, as well, between now and then we might see some unique price action, which we actually already have if you zoom into smaller time frames. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit here so you can kind of see we're right there at the 50-day SMA. We're above that for roughly 2 trading days. Does that mean we just shoot straight up from here? No, it just implies we're testing the upper resistance of this descending trend line, and that's a very positive sign, but it doesn't imply that we're just going to break out and continue. What we want to see happen here is to maintain above this 215 range for a few more days, therefore reinforcing we're consolidating above support. Okay, and open interest, by the way, is effectively the same thing as this point of control. Point of control is just a larger time frame, and a simple way to understand is that we have more support below the price action than above, than resistance above, and in turn we should see further upside. The daily time frame too does have mostly bullish signs here. This is not a phenomenal daily time frame indicator or oscillators, but this is still mostly bullish nonetheless. Okay, 4-hour time frame, also very similar here. Once more, not monumental, but we're above all moving averages, and that's a very favorable sign. So a closure above 215 today would probably incentivize the price to go higher. I'd love to get in roughly at 215 if Bitcoin can pull back to its 90 to 92K range. We're seeing 92 to 94,000 as a strong support channel, and until we break down, then we're likely going to continue higher. But there's a decent chance that we have a power 3 play out on Bitcoin as well that could come to fruition soon. And if that does, we'll have a manipulative wave down to 90,000 with an expansive wave back up, and that'll impact this coin very, very well. So overall, there's not like a super amazing potential for breakout, right? I look at these charts, I look at like 20 to 30 charts a day, and I've been doing this for 20 years, okay? So I can tell you in my experience, there's no hidden bullish convergence. If other people are trying to fill in your head with that, I think that's a problem. That's probably not something you should trust, but I'm always going to shoot you straight and let you know if there's anything super obvious and indicative of a reversal. And right now, we're kind of compressing with our liquidation. We're in this range here testing support. And generally speaking, you want to see how that level holds before you consider a long or a short position. So Between now and tomorrow, let's see how Bitcoin pulls back. If Bitcoin pulls back a bit further, maybe we can get lucky in the 210 to 215 range. If we're extra lucky, we see $2 at lower liquidation range swept, and then we just take a nice big old long from there. But the key takeaway here is we're breaking bullish. We're just not fully broken yet. Okay, and that's kind of where we're at, and that's in addition to Bitcoin potentially pulling back to fill that fair value gap, that support range. I think there's still a decent chance we do see XRP maintain this range and or go a little bit lower before we go up again. That's just positive thinking though, right? We'll see what happens. All right, thanks again so much. Please always like the videos, folks. Comment below, let me know what your position is with XRP. Are you trading this coin? And are you part of our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord? I recommend you check those out. Things are going pretty well for us here, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself, folks. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.